Hey, new patient group family, Brian Wright here, and welcome into the new broadcast booth. And we've got movers here, and they destroyed all of our stuff. And Vivint, our alarm company, is going off. My stand-up chair, or my chair for the stand-up desk, is broken, so I'm coming to you standing up. But good morning, everybody. I wanted to talk to you about a topic today that's pretty hot within the group right now, and want to make sure I clear up a few things. So the idea of no down payment. So some of you that use OrthoFi have gone to OrthoFi, and OrthoFi came back and told you they don't like the idea of a no down payment. And I don't want you to take some of these things too literal. Okay, so let's talk about the idea of no down payment. First of all, as you know, we talked to a lot of you about being the most expensive of the 4 or 5 plus opinions that they may get. Okay, so part of being most expensive is you also have to be the most affordable, right? So it allows you to, whether you're extending out monthly payments, whether you're letting people get started with Invisalign for whatever treatment you prescribe to them for a lower down payment, whatever it may be, it's the idea of flexibility. When I brought zero down payment up to several of you, was not because I want your TC to go, hey, you can start with nothing down, all right? That's not the idea. The idea is that it's there for the people that absolutely need it, all right? It's an option that you can go to for the people that absolutely need it. By no means do you start off with no down payment. TCs, if you're watching this, the idea of a lot of the things that we work on with you, as well as all the other things that lead up to you, is how you can get people to put more down, right? That's why a lot of your cash flow, if you look at the OrthoFi data and you look at new patient group practices versus the national average, the MPG practices are usually higher. Why? Because of all these things that we're teaching, the goal is to get as much money down at the time of signed contract as possible. But there are times, remember, that people just can't do it. Bad economy, down economy, whatever you want to call it. The idea around the whole thing, around the money, is how you can be more flexible and how you can be more affordable than the other opinions while charging more than the other opinions. All right, that is where I want your mindset. Most expensive, but also most affordable. And that comes with extending out monthly payments. That comes with maybe being more flexible on the down payment. And where the zero comes in is the rare circumstance, and they will come across, where somebody needs it. And let me give you an example of if Danny comes in and buys Invisalign and pays in full, and let's say he pays you $6,000, he writes you a check, whatever, right? Nancy comes in tomorrow, and for whatever reason, she needs to start Invisalign, and she can go right now with nothing down. Well, Danny just paid for her lab bill. All right, and that is an idea of not being transactionally focused. It's being aggregately focused, okay? So really the purpose of this is we are not teaching you to offer nothing down. We are teaching you to be the most flexible of all of their opinions. In addition to that, the rare circumstance where somebody might need nothing down to start, offer it, all right? Now here's another point on this. A lot of people can afford your monthly payment. I've used this example, I'm about to use many, many times, is that if a Mercedes S-Class was no money down and $100 a month, there'd be a lot of people driving a Mercedes S-Class because they don't give a damn about the $140,000 sticker price, because that's how the majority of the country buys, is via low monthly payments. Where people have a trouble is the $10,000 down, the $20,000 down, whatever it may be to get into the car. And that goes back to your treatment. Braces, clear aligners. The biggest hurdle of getting people started in orthodontics, or one of, is people being able to afford the down payment. So if you're requiring $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever it may be, now this is more the non-OrthoFi practices I'm talking about, you are going to have a difficult time winning in a down economy with people shopping all over the place. You are going to have a hard time winning, as opposed to being the practice that offers open choice and lets the patient choose their payment plan. We did this back in my plastic surgery practices, and we were way ahead of our time, because even this concept of open choice now is way ahead of its time. But the idea, or the bias is, hey, Brian, if we let the patient put whatever they choose down, won't they put something lower down. And it's actually the opposite, right? What we have found with the data and what OrthoFi has found with the data is open choice actually increases your cash flow, money down at the time of signed contract, right? People aren't going to choose the cheapest option. That's a bias that people have with the open choice concept. All right, especially again, back to the presentation skills and all the sales fundamentals, all those things that we're teaching is ideas to drive up the down payment. But you cannot require it, all right? If you have not listened to the podcast I did a few months ago about these payment plan mistakes, I really want you to go out and listen to them. The idea is being the most flexible of all their options. Don't get in your own way, right? When you buy a Tesla, how easy do they make it to pick your payment plan, your payment date, how much you want to put down? It is so easy to get into it. So you can't be your own worst enemy and throw up obstacles and barriers for people buying your own treatment. You want to be the most flexible, the easiest, the most convenient, and those things will also allow you to be the most expensive. All right? Just wanted to clear it up. Zero down should never be a first option, should even be a second option. But having it there in your pocket for those people who truly can pay the monthly payment, they just don't have a lot in their bank account to part with. That is what I am teaching, and I know it works. I did it, again, in my plastic surgery practices. Are you going to have defaults? Absolutely, you're going to have defaults. And you as a business owner, you need to choose how much risk you want to take. But for the defaults are always going to be in the vast minority, right? So if you have, let's say you have 10 people start that otherwise wouldn't have because they had to pick that no money down and you're the practice that allowed it, right? Let's say there's 10, right? Let's say 2 default out of that. Okay, well, you just got 8 starts that you otherwise never would have had. And those 8 people may tell 10 people, right? Is what if you're creating the fans. So get your mind out of overthinking this down payment thing and the nothing down. I'm just simply teaching you how to be the most flexible of all of their opinions and the most affordable out of all their other opinions while being the most expensive. All right? Have a great week. Take great care of your patients and your employees, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.